Amid growing calls to step down, Adams defending his support of President Trump's objectives, appearing alongside border czar Tom Holman on Fox News.
If he doesn't come through, I'll be back in New York City, and we won't be sitting on the couch. I'll be in his office, up his butt, saying, where the hell is the agreement we came to?
Adams pushing back on the idea of any quid pro quo, saying in a statement, I want to be crystal clear with New Yorkers. I never offered, nor did anyone offer on my behalf, any trade of my authority as your mayor for an end to my case. Never. At the same time, the New York City Law Department planning legal action against FEMA, according to the New York Post. Mayor Adams accusing the federal government of clawing back more than $80 million in grants intended for migrant services.
Federal workers against DOGE.
Well, the fireworks are flying out of New York. Recently, Mayor Eric Adams had a meeting with Tom Holman, the border czar for President Trump's administration. And in that meeting, they agreed that Mayor Adams would not block or impede federal agents or ICE coming into the city of New York and removing the illegal immigrant bad actors out of the city. Now, with Mayor Eric Adams admitting to do that in deep blue New York City, Manhattan to be specific, you know what type of backlash was coming behind that. Now they're trying to get New York Mayor Eric Adams removed from office, literally thrown out, because he has decided to work with the Trump administration. And that should terrify every Democrat, every liberal, and every progressive in that state. So in this video, I'm going to show you clips of the New York Mayor Kathy Hochul saying herself, being put on the spotlight and asked what she was going to do when it comes to New York Mayor Eric Adams. And I'm going to show you clips of just how partisan, how these left-wing radicals are doing everything they can to punish anybody who decides to work with the Trump administration. So let's check out this clip.
Our other top story, the federal charges against Mayor Adams expected to be officially dropped today. This just one day after he met with President Trump's border czar and agreed to allow ICE workers on Rikers Island.
Now we have a team of reporters following all of these very latest developments with the mayor. Morgan Mackay starting off for us now with coverage from City Hall. Morgan, what are you hearing about the mayor's case?
Stephen, Bianca, in an unprecedented move, at least 7 federal prosecutors have now resigned rather than dropping the criminal charges against Mayor Eric Adams. Now, we are hearing that these charges could be dropped as soon as today, but the most recent prosecutor to resign was a lead prosecutor in Adams' case. He had been investigating this case since the summer of 2021 before Adams took office, and in his scathing resignation letter, Hagen Scotton wrote in part, quote, I expect you will eventually find someone who is enough of a fool or enough of a coward to file your motion, but it was never going to be me. Scotton's departure from the Southern District comes after the acting U.S. Attorney Danielle Sassoon resigned after refusing to drop the charges against Adams, calling the decision rushed and political since the Justice Department left the door open to possibly recharging Adams after the November election.
Now, let's remember now, the fact of the matter is the Biden DOJ are the ones that brought these charges against Eric Adams. And remember why? It was after, and remember, they raided him twice. The first time he spoke out against the federal government not providing enough help for the city of New York, they raided him. We didn't hear anything else about it. Matter of fact, swept under the rug. He played nice. And then the next time he got public and it went national, that he was voicing his opinion on the lack of support from the federal government, they came back again. And that was just for speaking out against the Biden administration. They want to put him under the jail. The fact that he's working with Trump, their sworn enemy. Forget the fact that Trump and Doge are doing a good job. That's their sworn enemy. These Democrats have no centralized message except for Orange Man bad, and we hate everything that he does. Except for this time, President Trump is working on behalf of the American people, which means that they are fighting against the American people. It's crazy.
Not only did Sassoon say they plan to charge Adams with destroying evidence as well, she alleges that Adams' attorneys participated in a blatant quid pro quo, telling the Justice Department that Adams wouldn't be able to carry out President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown with an indictment hanging over his head. Adams' lawyer claims there was no quid pro quo, but did admit in a statement that they did tell prosecutors Adams wouldn't be able to focus on immigration issues while under indictment. Adams on Fox News this morning flipped the script, saying if this really happened, then Sassoon should have reported it earlier.
That's quid pro quo. That's a crime. It took her 3 weeks to report in front of her a criminal action. Come on, this is silly.
Now, while Adams might be able to avoid a criminal trial, he's facing political pressure here at home. Governor Kathy Hochul called these allegations serious and concerning and said she is taking time to meet with leaders and decide if she should start the process of removing Adams from office. Since then, there have been a cascade of lawmakers coming out to call on Adams to resign or be removed from office, including public advocate Jumaane Williams, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado, State Senator John Liu, and more. Deputy Senate Majority Leader Mike Giannaris says that by Adams having these charges hang over his head, he will always be beholden to Trump's agenda.
He's just not an independent actor. He is not the person who the voters selected to be the mayor at this point. He is, unfortunately, under the influence of someone who most people in the city do not want to have anywhere near the policymaking decisions of New York. And so,
you know what? These folks get on my nerves and they make me sick, because Mayor Eric Adams, under all the pressure he's been under the lack of federal support, crime has gone down in New York since that the Trump administration and some of the crackdowns that Mayor Adams decided to do in late 2024. Crime has been getting better. If it was any other mayor, or if he hadn't decided to work with the Trump administration, they would be considering him for a lifetime mayorship probably. He's black. He's a liberal. He's everything that they would love, except for he's a man and he's straight. So that might count against him. But, you know, at the end of the day, New York is almost turning into like wacky world California with some of the crazy stuff that they're after. Now, in this next clip, we're going to show the New York governor herself speaking to left-wing radical host Rachel Maddow, who is covering Trump's first 100 days. And she's, oh my God, how is MSNBC even still on the air? But Kathy Hochul, Governor Hochul, is going to give her input when she's put on under the spotlight and asked how she's going to handle New York Mayor Eric Adams. Check out this next clip. If you're enjoying this video and you like the content, do me a solid. Hit that like button. I will never ask you for a cash out. I'll never ask you for a super chat. But you just hitting that like button, it is currency. It helps spread the video around. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. On this channel, I share political and current events and sales techniques and tips. So subscribe to the channel. And when you do, hit the notification bell and select all. That way you get notified when I upload new videos.
Let me ask you about this drama involving Mayor Eric Adams and the corruption charges against him. What we've just seen with the resignation of the U.S. attorney, the Trump-appointed acting U.S. attorney, the removal of line prosecutors on that case, the demand from Maine Justice to drop that case, the refusal from SDNY to do it, then the resignation of Maine Justice officials who had the case dumped on them and they wouldn't take it either. This is just an incredible drama in terms of federal law enforcement right now. But you are in a very unusual position, a singular position with regard to this case, which is that thanks to the New York State Constitution and New York City law, you are the only person who has the power to effectively fire Mayor Eric Adams and remove him from this position, which might conceivably moot this whole fight. How are you thinking about that now? You could have done it at any point until now, but now, given this crisis that's emerged in federal law enforcement around this case, are you feeling differently about that responsibility?
Let me tell you from a couple of angles here. One is that this is unbelievably unprecedented for the Department of Justice in Washington to interfere in this way. My husband was a 30-year federal prosecutor. Barack Obama made him his United States attorney. You look at what happened here. This is not supposed to happen in our system of justice. The Bondi administration in that Department of Justice is already showing they're corrupt. Now, set that aside. I did see the letter that was issued by the acting United States attorney. The allegations are extremely concerning and serious.
Yes.
But I cannot, as the governor of this state, have a knee-jerk, politically motivated reaction like a lot of other people are saying right now. I have to do it smart, what's right, and I'm consulting with other leaders in government at this time. If I have one sane person in this state who can cut through all the crap and say, what is my responsibility, guide me to do? And just as when the allegations came out last September, and the city was in chaos, I said, I will intercede, work with the mayor to get rid of a lot of people who are under indictment, calm it down, bring in a new police chief commissioner who's doing an outstanding job. Our subways are safer. People are feeling better around the city. More people are coming back. I don't want our rebirth to be stopped by this. I have to maintain stability and the chaos and do what's right for the city of New York, because as governor, I also represent the city. These are my constituents as well. I'm going to make sure they're protected here. So if this just happened, I need some time to process this and figure out the right approach.
But you are consulting with other leaders, consulting with your advisors and looking anew at this matter,
Of course I am.
Given the recent
Of course I am.
Governor Kathy Hochul of New York.
So there you saw the New York governor was unwilling to go on record saying that she will remove New York Mayor Eric Adams because she knows that would be political suicide for her. Because unlike what MSNBC and CNN want everybody to believe, all of New York does not agree with what's going on by their politicians. Many New Yorkers want the criminals out, want the illegal immigrants out, period. But you got these small sections of left-wing radicals that are running the show in the Democrat Party and is tanking the party and bringing them down. But if you're a conservative, if you're a Trump supporter, if you're a Republican, you're all for the Democrats doing what they're doing right now and acting like they're acting, looking like complete fools running around singing songs and screaming in microphones, acting like they have something that they can do when there's nothing. The Republican Party, MAGA, controls the White House, the Senate, and the Congress. And this clean sweep has not happened for Republicans. I don't know if it's ever happened like this. The Democrats have always been able to be a thorn in the side of a Republican president until now. So thank you to you, voters, for getting out there and putting the right man in charge of the country. And I thank you for watching this video and showing support. Let's continue to do our part as good patriots, sharing this information. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you aren't subscribed, share the video. That would be awesome. And other than that, I'm Brian Maxwell saying thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out.